Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of the Double Edge Cinemas podcast with me, Ryan 1988 or Justin, and my buddy over there, TJ. What's up?
Hello,
How's it going?
it's going.
Same
How
here.
how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. You know, I've been under the weathers, but all is better now. So I don't know why I'm talking with this accent. Maybe this whole episode will be that. Probably not, but I'm doing good.
COVID made you British.
It did. I have been under the weather, everybody, but I am feeling better. Like it's getting better and better. So I'm out of it. On top of that, I had just terrible allergies and that sucked. So, but I hope everybody's doing well. First of all, if you're watching the live, thank you for watching. If you're watching the playback, thank you for watching. And I have left all three of our channels down below. So you have my channel, Ryan 1988. You have TJ's channel, Streams. And you also have our channel, the Double Edge Cinema Podcast. So if you have not subscribed to any of them, go subscribe. Go right now. Go subscribe or after this episode. But I'm excited. Hello, I see people popping in. How are ya? Hello. Hope everybody's doing well. Make sure to like this stream, by the way. But I'm excited. We are talking about this franchise that I personally love, and I know you're a fan of as well. And what saga is that, TJ?
We are talking about the Twilight Saga.
Da, 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 da.
Sparkly vampires,
Sparkly
werewolves.
vampires and everything, and shirtless skies. So that
Well,
I
you're
like.
going to talk about shirtless guys, not me.
We're not. I'll try to control myself.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little. Maybe a little. But it's fun that we're talking about these movies now because actually this year is the 20th anniversary of the first book. So crazy to think that 20 years ago, Twilight was introduced to the world, and as far as book version goes. And in about 3 years, the first movie will be 20 years old. So before we get
Dude,
started,
that just made me feel like a freaking fossil.
that makes me feel like a fossil, like really feel like a fossil.
Like,
'Cause
I remember reading these books in high school.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so old. 20 years ago.
Yeah, makes me feel old. I'm like, it doesn't feel like it. Like, that's the thing. You know, for me, it's like you think about that and it's just like it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it really is 20 years old. Like I'm gonna be 37 in a couple weeks, and that's scary. It's
For
kind of
sure, for sure.
scary. But anyway, we're here to talk about the movies, and I know that I've seen all the films. I saw 4 of the films in theaters. I missed the last one in theaters, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I saw the first one twice, and obviously these movies had an impact on me and so many people and on you. So the Twilight craze was just a big thing, wasn't it?
For sure, for sure. I remember for me specifically, sorry, I got a little bit of acid reflux. I remember the hype for this when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think it was right when the movie got announced and everybody was like tearing through the book.
Yep.
Uh, and I remember I was like, which I mean, I was a vampire guy anyway, like Underworld stuff
Same.
like that. And I
Same
was a
here.
big, I was, I'm still today, I'm still a big reader.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, reading was more like fantasy, like Harry Potter, Aragon type stuff.
Yeah.
But I did read a good bit of. I don't know if I read vampire stuff prior to this. Maybe it was more after this.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember checking this book out, and it was a love story, which is not really my cup of tea. But I remember like 50 pages in, I was like, well, there's like nothing happening in this book. Like it's just this girl talking about her feelings.
Yeah.
But I remember like when it finally got a hold of me and just like reading all of them, I could not put them down.
Yeah. I so I have not read all the books, but I did read the first book. I actually read it for a book report. I had to pick a book to read and then present it for the class. And I knew about Twilight. The movie had been announced, but like they were still like wondering who they were going to cast in the main roles. But I read the first book and I loved the book. Like the book was great. It is a great book, and I'd like to go back and just read them all, like just have a
Yeah,
good read and read them all. But then again, the movie was announced and rumor casting was happening. I remember Alexis Bledel from Gilmore Girls was rumored to play Bella. And so you had all these casting announcements going on, and the movie was coming out, and it was going to be this big, or it was this big thing.
for sure, for sure.
Um, so I'm excited to talk about these. So the way I talked to TJ about is we're gonna rank them from our least favorite to favorite. And so TJ, what is your least favorite Twilight movie?
My least favorite is New Moon, the second movie.
Same here. So
Okay.
New Moon. So let's
So,
talk about
yeah.
it.
So for this movie, so I am a big werewolf fan, like diehard werewolf fan. Like I have wolf tattoos. Like I just love wolves.
Hmm.
And so you would think like this is the movie where Jake first got his wolf transformation ability, and you got to learn more about that side of the faction. But to
Yeah.
me, outside of that, like nothing else happened this entire movie. Um,
Yeah.
you had the first half of the movie was Bella's depression, then you had the werewolf stuff in the middle, and then the final part was Bella running back to Edward's arms.
Yeah.
Uh, Other than that, this movie was just super uneventful. It wasn't bad. It still
No,
held
that's
my
good.
interest. It's a lot better than other movies that we watched.
Hmm.
But it just out of these five, it just something had to come in last.
Yes, and I agree with that, and I pretty much agree with everything that you said. It's just one of those movies where it is, when you think about it, Jacob's movie and him evolving into this werewolf that he would become. Like you said, Bella's depression without having Edward there, and the climax of her going and rescuing him and stopping him from dying. It's definitely my least favorite. I thought that when I saw it in theaters, and I still think it now. I have like the extended cut on Blu-ray. I don't really remember much of a difference between them. This one is slightly longer,
I
but
know I
um,
have them, but I don't think this is a series I have on Blu-ray. I really need to
yeah,
like start dumping some money into my movie collection. It's
like
pretty
they're
bad.
good. It's okay. Like I mean, they have a good 5 film set out there for like $13. So,
That's close.
um, but yeah, I mean, that's my least favorite too. It's a simple story, not much happens. Again, it's
Well,
more of Jacob's story.
did
Uh,
you know that they were gonna recast Jacob for this movie?
I remember that. Actually, I was gonna
Yeah,
bring that
yeah.
up. That was a big thing back then.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know, so uh Jacob in this movie, he goes through like the whole transformation where he becomes a werewolf, and
Yeah.
he like becomes really muscular, and Taylor Lautner was like 15, 16 when they cast him in
Hmm.
Twilight, and
Yeah.
he wasn't really scrawny. I still think he was fairly built in
Yeah.
Twilight, really, but they just wanted like a really massive guy, and so he actually had got wind of this like towards the end of filming Twilight, and he was like, "I'm going to prove to them that like I could keep this role." In between the shooting of the wrap of Twilight and the shooting of New Moon, he just like hit the gym hard and he packed like all kinds of muscle on, and then they called his agent and was like, "Hey, we're like recasting them." And his agent was like, "Have you seen him recently? Like, you guys should probably like talk to him before you make this decision." And then he read his lines with Kristen Stewart because she wanted to be there for him because they become such good friends.
Yep.
And then they liked him that they were like, "Yeah, you're coming back." And I like the movie wouldn't have been the same if they had recast him. It would have been
Agreed.
so vastly different.
Agreed. No, I completely agree. I remember when that was happening and how that was a kind of a big thing because people liked him in the first one, and the fact that they were going to possibly switch up casting was a big thing before New Moon came out. So I'm glad he was able to prove them all wrong and say, no, like I deserve to keep this role, and he fought for it. So, and I think you told me this. You told me this once. Am I a Team Jacob or Team Edward fan? And boy, oh boy, I am a Team Jacob fan. So,
And I am Team Edward.
yeah. I do remember, I got to tell you this one little funny story about this movie. So, me and my sister, one of my younger sisters, my older sister, and my cousin saw this. And my older sister knew about the Twilight movies, read the books. But there's the one scene in this film, and they really wanted to show Taylor Lautner's muscles off. So they had this quick shot of
Yeah,
Ed Bella falling off a bike and Edward or not Edward, but Jacob
Jacob.
just quickly taking off his shirt.
Yeah, he does the whole like one arm
Yeah.
like
And me and my sister just burst out laughing in theaters while everybody else was like, oh. And inside I'm like, holy crap, dude. Like, I'm in love with you. So
yeah, they
I
they
just
definitely did not shy away from showing his abs.
no, they did not. They really
No.
wanted to show them off.
And
I mean,
you know what's crazy to me too is like Jake put all that work in to keep his role, and even by like the fourth and fifth movie, all
yeah,
the other werewolves were just flabby.
I know.
I mean, they
Yeah.
weren't like fat, but like they were like
But they
not.
were not
They
they
weren't
weren't
even
up
like
to his
toned.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Agreed. Agreed. This movie definitely was a lot more campy than the first one too. What's up, Allie? How are you? What's going on? It's been a minute since we've done a stream, but what's going on, Allie? How's it going? Um but I was gonna say like the first movie we'll talk about in a little bit, but like there was definitely a decline, sort of, in my opinion, in quality. Like this one was more camp than the first movie. Would you agree on that? Like slightly
yeah.
more of like that
There
camp
were
factor?
there were a couple like lines they said I was like it
Yeah,
was a little cringy. Yeah,
a little cringy. But still, it's fun. It's a fun movie, and I have a
for
great
sure.
time watching it when I do. So, what is up next for you?
Okay, so before I answer this,
Okay,
are we putting both Breaking Dawns together as like one big movie, or are
I'm
we
splitting
separating
them.
them?
I'm
Okay,
separating them. I'm separating them. So, um,
so in this case, then that puts Breaking Dawn Part One as my fourth favorite. Um, go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Allie says, doing good. She said, I was a big try hard
Try Hard
back in the day.
for
Nice.
sure. Yeah. So in Breaking Dawn Part One, so it starts off with Bella and Edward getting married. Then they go on their honeymoon. They have this flirty thing about having sex. Eventually, Edward caves in, and then like almost immediately, Bella's pregnant. They're rushing home.
Yeah.
Uh, then you have, I will say, there was the whole part where like Jacob rebelled against the pack and kind of started his own pack,
Hmm.
which I thought that whole part was cool. The lines where he's like, "I'm Jacob Black, son of Chief whatever Black. I will not fall. I was not born like." It was like badass, but like corny at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for me being the wolf guy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but outside of that, and then there was like a brief spot at the end of the movie where the wolves were trying to kill what not that we knew at the time, but Renesmee,
Hmm.
and all the vampires were like weak, like they had a little spat. Other than that, like again, it was a movie where just nothing really happened. You had Bella getting married, Bella going on her honeymoon, and then Bella laying in a bed being sickly for like another 40 minutes.
40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Megan, what's up, Megan? How you doing? What's up, my friend? So, and that's TJ's wifey. So,
Yes.
um, But yes, I was just Megan, by the way, I don't know if you remember this, but when the first Twilight movie was like casting announcement. I can't talk.
Announcements.
Thank you,
Announcements.
sir. Um, oh Lord. Um, Alexis Bledel was one of those that was like in the running to being Bella. I cannot talk at all. Yay.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Kristen Stewart only got the job because her mother was like a director and like knew the person that was like doing this one.
Really? I didn't know
That's
that. See,
that's what I heard. Yeah.
I did not know that. Hey Sarah, what's going on, Sarah? What's Oh, hey Allie. There's Sarah. What's up, Sarah? Feels like it's been forever since I've
I
talked to
recognize.
you.
Okay, I recognize Sarah's picture. Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, Megan, yeah, Alexis Bledel was there was rumors that she was going to be Bella. So I wonder how that would have turned out if she would have been cast as Bella. But in my fourth favorite is also Breaking Dawn Part 1 in this lovely wedding edition here.
that is a
The
cool
extended-
sleeve for sure.
Yeah. So
I'm very
um
curious now because those were the ones I was iffy. I have a feeling that our list is going to be identical again.
I think it's gonna be identical. Maybe. Just maybe. But Breaking Dawn Part 1, for me, I agree with a lot of what you said. There's what was number 5 for you
We
guys?
both thought New Moon was our
New
least
Moon.
favorite.
So
Yeah.
Sarah, and just in case anybody's listening to this, Sarah said what was our number 5? And that is yes, New Moon. So but yeah, Breaking Dawn Part 1, there's stuff going on in this movie, but this is really the beginning of the Breaking Dawn story. Part 2, obviously there's a lot more that happens in that one. This is, Bella and Edward getting married, and you have Jacob's story with the wolf pack. Bella finding out she's having Resume. And then you have the vampire clan. What are they called?
Oh, the Volturi.
Yes. So you have them. This one is slightly above New Moon for me because I think the story and the quality of the movie is better,
Yeah.
and it's not as campy. Like, it has the camp factor there,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit more serious.
I think for me, it's the less campy, and then the fact that I know that it ties into
What's gonna
Breaking
come?
Dawn Part 2. Yeah, Sarah, you really need to watch them because Breaking Dawn Part 2 is. I'm sorry, but there's gonna be spoilers if you hang around.
There gonna be a little spoilers, just a little. We'll let you know. We will let you know.
Yeah.
But she says, you have not seen the Breaking Dawn
That's
movie, Sarah?
wild considering how old they are.
Sarah, you need to rewatch them. So, oh my goodness. Let's see.
Hmm.
Allie says my list is Twilight, New Moon, Breaking Dawn Part 2, Breaking Dawn Part 1, then Eclipse. Is that
That's
your
interesting.
favorite? Is that your favorite from least favorite, or
I think
how
it's
do you rank those?
I think it's least favorite if I had to guess.
I'm guessing the same, but
Just because that's the way we're going.
yeah. And then Sarah says, I'm terrible with blind buys, lol. I am too sometimes, so it's okay, Sarah. But yeah, so Breaking Dawn Part 1. I do remember I saw this twice in theaters. I saw it by myself, and then I think I saw it with my younger sister the second time. And I remember like getting up until the end of the movie, and she says Twilight is her favorite.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. Favorite to least favorite.
Okay, I could see that a little bit. New Moon is number 2 is wild to me, but anyway, I could see that.
Yeah. New Moon is fun. It's fun.
Yeah, they're all good, but
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember like seeing the ending of this movie and thinking, man, I'm excited for part 2. And ironically enough, I did not see Breaking Dawn Part 2 in theaters. So but anyway, going on to number 3. So what is number 3 for you?
My number 3 is Twilight.
Oh, there's a
Did we
twist right there.
did we get off rotation here?
We did. We did. Okay,
Okay,
go for it.
okay.
Talk about
So
it.
yeah, my number 3 was Twilight. It was good. So for me, I'm an action guy. Action and comedy are my two movies. And outside of the very end of this movie, there wasn't a lot of action.
Hmm.
I really enjoy, you know, Bella trying to figure out what Edward is. The blossoming
Hmm.
romance was great. Uh, Obviously, very campy lines like the "as if you could outrun me, as if you could resist me." Like that whole scene was terrible. Uh,
It's camp.
But
So
yeah, it's very campy. But overall, I thought this movie was really good. It was really well layered. It did great job doing like story building and character development.
yeah.
Um, and then the in the end with James being the hunter that they teased, periodically throughout the whole movie. Like I think that made the end hit solidify really well. I think this movie was just done really well.
It was. It was done
Yeah,
really well. So we'll talk about it a little bit for me.
yeah,
Allie says I was at the midnight release for all of these movies. I miss midnight releases. They were so much fun. They don't really do them a lot anymore. I think they release them like on Thursdays now, where you can see them at like six
yeah,
o'clock or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But midnight movies were fun. I didn't see every movie at midnight, but there were those movies where I was like, okay, I got to see this at midnight.
I've never been to a true midnight release for a movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I've
did
been
go
to a
to
couple.
a 6 o'clock release for a movie. I think it was Deadpool Wolverine. Actually,
Oh,
that was my
nice.
first. That was my first opening. I wish so bad that I had went to like a Avengers Endgame or like Infinity War.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
I bet those were like in Louisville, like the big city too. That would
Yes.
have been so sick. Like
Oh
Doomsday,
my
I
gosh.
Doomsday. I want to make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
We
anyway,
need to
yeah,
make
yeah,
that happen. We'll make that happen.
for sure.
Um, what were the ones I saw? I saw all the Dark movies in theaters one day. And then at midnight they played The Dark Knight Rises. That was a full theater experience
Yeah.
for me and Doug. We saw all of those. That was like 8 hours, more than that. Um, and then I saw Man of Steel, I think at midnight too. So, but yeah, so and then let's see, Allie says, oh, Sarah says the only midnight showing I've seen is Watchmen. I love Watchmen. Great movie.
I never
And
did
then
watch the TV show for that.
I never did either. I need
Yeah,
to watch it.
I don't even know if it was good or I don't even know if I really heard anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't heard too much about it. Alice says the heartbreak that Bella experiences in New Moon is what makes it special for me. That heartbreak of first love is a hard one. That's true. That is very true, Allie. I agree with that.
I agree as well.
Um, and Allie says Star Wars midnight showings were awesome. That is cool.
That sounds
Okay, so
pretty dope too.
coming at third place for me is actually Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Okay.
So that is mine. I love it. I love this movie. The top three are movies that I love. This was definitely out of the two-parter of the Breaking Dawn movies, my favorite, and love the story. I wish I would have saw this movie in theaters because when I saw it, when I rented the movie, I was like, "Holy crap!" to the ending. I
Yeah.
can't believe that happened. But yeah, the story's great. I love these continuing characters that we've had. We're also being introduced to other characters in this movie. Uh, Resme, hopefully I'm saying her name right. Is evolving in this movie, and yeah, I love it. I think this is great, and this was a great and satisfying ending to the Twilight Saga.
I
So,
agree.
yep. We'll talk more about like the ending when we get to
I
you
figured,
talking
yeah.
about this
I
movie.
figured we'd
So,
pause there.
yeah,
Without
we'll
giving too
pause
much away.
there. Sarah says it's LOL. It's funny. My dad has seen the whole series, but not me. Well, Sarah, you need to watch them. So,
For sure, for
we'll
sure.
we'll tell you when we get to the ending. So,
Yeah.
okay, going on to your second favorite, sir.
Okay, so for me it was Eclipse.
Okay.
And this one overall, I don't think the story was the best, but the fight at the end was what made it good to me. I love that it threw back all the way to the first. Um, I love that we really got to see the wolves in action. That's my biggest thing.
Mhm.
We kind of got to see the first, I guess, kind of alignment between Jacob and Edward, and them
Mhm.
working together. Uh, Bella punching Jacob, breaking her hand was in this one, I believe.
Yep.
Although she healed from that like really fast in the movie. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
like I remember she punched him, and then like the next scene, she was like, "What happened? I punched a werewolf," and Emmett was like, "Badass." And then Carlisle was wrapping her wrist up, and then like the next scene, her arm wasn't broken anymore. Like it was like, um, which I just realized that as I was talking. That's so funny. But yeah, I think for me too, I think it was how Victoria like planned the whole thing. She was able
Mhm.
to dodge Alice's vision. She picked the guy from Forks and made him make all of the decisive actions.
Mhm.
And then also too at this point, there was a little short story that came out after the movie or after the
I
main
remember the
books.
shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Short Second Life of Bree Tanner.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when I read this, I couldn't really remember who Bree Tanner was. But
Mhm.
then going back and like watching the movie, it was very evident who she was. She
Yeah.
was the girl that like gave up, didn't want to fight, and then the
Yep.
Volturi ended up killing her anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, really, my biggest takeaway from this one was just seeing the werewolves in action, actually
Yeah.
killing vampires.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my second place is also Eclipse.
Okay.
So, I love Eclipse. Again, you get to Breaking Dawn Part 2, this one, and then the next one I'll talk about. All three movies I love. My biggest thing for me with this movie was I love that it was a little darker than the previous two movies. Like the tone of it was dark, and they got the director who directed 30 Days of Night, which was so crazy. This was his second vampire movie. Total opposites of
Yeah,
vampire movies. Have you seen
yeah,
30 Days of Night?
I have. Yes, it was a very good movie.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he directed this one, so I like the darker tone that it had. I thought the story was definitely one of the best stories of this saga. Cast is great in this movie. I love the werewolf action in it. I love the vampires in the movie. Like you said, the character, her name was Bree. Is that well? That
Mhm.
was her name.
Yeah, Bree
Bree
Tanner.
was, yeah. I remember hearing about that short story that they released, and I think they were gonna possibly do like her own little spin-off movie or something like that. But
Sadly, it
um,
would have been very short.
it would have been very short. But I thought that character was interesting in the movie.
Yeah.
My only and I love the story with Victoria in the movie. I think that whole thing is great there. And this was like the first and last time that we would see Victoria in this, and like this was finally like her lead villain role. Like she had always been in the previous movies but never really had like her own story. And while I love that, and I love Bryce Dallas Howard, my only flaw with the movie is I wish it would have been done right to have the original actress who played Victoria in the first two movies come back and conclude Victoria's story arc, because the story behind the real life situation is very sad. She was scheduled to do something else, and then she made time, from what I've heard, made time to come and do this movie, and they had already let her go.
Oh,
And
okay.
she pretty much said, so I dropped this project to come do this movie, and you have already dropped me. And then they had already recast Victoria with Bryce Dallas
Yeah,
Howard.
that's interesting.
So
I just assumed because I don't even know who the other lady was. I
mhm,
probably do realistically, but by name I don't. So I just
mhm,
assumed they went with Bryce Dallas Howard because she was just like a more well-known
yeah,
actress. Yeah.
they totally were like, well, we'll get rid of you if you're gonna do this other thing. And she was
Uh,
like,
it it seems like it was like schedule conflicts into miscommunication. I guess really.
Yeah,
and it
what
just
came down
sucks.
to it.
It just sucks on her behalf that it worked out like that.
Yeah, but Bryce
You
is
know?
good in this movie.
Yeah,
Bryce
for
is
sure, for
good
sure.
as Victoria, and I think she did a good job. If she would have been in the whole saga from the beginning, like maybe I would have been more attached to Bryce. Um, but again, solid job. She did a great job as Victoria in this last movie. Okay, so let's go back to the comments. Sarah says her number 2 is Twilight, the first one. Allie says, I'm a big fan of indie movies, so I think that is why I love Twilight as I think that's why Twilight is my favorite. They did more practical effects, and I'll definitely talk about that in just a little bit, Allie. And her other question was, how does everybody feel about the animated series about Midnight Sun? I hope it's good. So I don't know too much about this. Do you know
So,
anything about this?
Midnight Sun, if I'm not mistaken, is Twilight from Edward's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I started to read the book. I think I made it like 150 pages in, and I just stopped reading it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, though, I think it particularly was just it was a hard read, particularly because I already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Not that it was like a bad book by any means or anything like that. Just I had a hard time keeping interest. I did
Yeah.
not know they were making an animated series for it, though. I had no idea about that.
The only thing that I heard, and I didn't know this was the animated, it was going to be this animated series, was that a lot of the actors from the live action movies were going to come back and do the voices. The only two that I know will possibly not come back is Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. So,
Two main ones.
yeah, the two main ones. So,
Yeah.
they've
Yeah,
gone on to
that's
do other
interesting. Yeah.
things. Sarah says never knew about the show. I didn't either. Looking forward to it. And Allie says yes. She says it does make sense that they would not come back. Yeah. But anyway, so what is your favorite Twilight movie, sir?
My favorite is Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Okay, talk about it. Let's talk now,
Okay.
Sarah. We might go into spoiler territory
Yeah,
here. We'll let you know.
we are for sure going into spoiler territory. So
We'll
for
give you a thumbs
starters,
up, like when we're done with the spoilers. Okay,
they
keep
did the
going.
same thing with 50 Shades of Grey. I had never read 50 Shades of Grey. I did watch the movies, not terrible movies. Lots of eye candy, depending on your values and that.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been
but yeah,
13 years, she says.
yeah, I never read 50 Shades of Grey. Probably never will. Honestly, that's not really. I'm not really a smut guy.
Never read the books. Do love the movies, though. What can I
Yeah,
say?
they're not awful movies. Not something I would typically watch, but
Yeah.
I think I mostly watched them just really to see what the hype was about, and they
Yeah.
weren't bad. But yeah, my favorite movie is Breaking Dawn Part 2 out of this series, specifically because of the end twist. But we'll get to that in just a second. Um, I enjoyed seeing Renesmee grow up. I enjoyed meeting all the new vampires that were coming in about to help them deal with their big confrontation with the Volturi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I enjoyed the fact that new vampires coming in was making more wolves turn, which was making both of the wolf packs grow. Jake kind of went on and like actually got a full pack versus just having the brother and sister. I can't think of their names. Um,
Yeah. Kind of like
but really, my big thing was I just that ending, the twist ending. I
Mhm.
remember vividly, like me and Megan went and saw this in theaters opening weekend, and I remember when the thing happened. That's how I'll say it without spoiling it for Sarah.
Sarah
When the
says you could say it. She's like, it's been 13 years, LOLs.
Okay, so so Alice has the ability to see the future, and I think
Mhm.
his name is Arlo, right?
Yes,
Does that
yes.
sound right?
Yep.
The leader of the Volturi, he can read every thought you've ever had by touching your body. So Alice has a vision of what's going to happen in the fight, or
Mhm.
if the fight breaks down and it shows like literally like the first part of the fight is Carlisle getting his head ripped off,
Mhm.
and they don't imply that it's Arlo reading Alice's mind. They just walk up. It shows Arlo like grab her hand, and then he says like, "Ah, I see," and then they just start fighting, and like Carlisle dies immediately, and like I remember in the theater, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that didn't happen in the book. And then it just showed everybody like getting massacred, and you're just like the whole cast is dying, and you're like, what the hell? And then it like spins back and it reveals that it was just him reading her thoughts as to what could have happened. And like
Mhm.
just the twist right there was what solidified this movie for me.
Oh
It
gosh.
was one of the craziest twist endings. And I remember when it happened, and me and Megan were like, oh my God, like everybody's dying. There was a lady that was like, she was just sitting next to me. She was with the group sitting next to me, and she had already watched the movie, so she knew the twist was coming.
Mm.
So I remember she was laughing like hysterically at her friends' reactions.
So remember I said that I didn't see this was the only movie I did not see in theaters. I don't know where I was at the time, what the heck was going on, but I rented this movie because Brittany, who I used to work with, she's one of my close friends. She said, watch this movie. And so I watched it, and I got to that climax, and I was like, I had the same reaction. I was like, holy shit, like, what is going on here? Like, they're just killing people off. And then you get to that like little dream or you realize the whole thing was a vision. And I was like, that is the way to play people, because I, sitting at home watching this, was still shocked. I was like,
Yeah.
what is
I,
going
I
on here?
genuinely
Like,
thought they just got like a wild hair up their ass and was like, you
we're
know what?
gonna
We're just gonna fucking kill everybody.
see what people think about
Yeah.
this. Allie said, I lost my shit in theaters. She also said the entire theater was
Yeah.
screaming. That
Yeah.
would have been a great theater experience, and
It
I can't believe I
genuinely
missed the
was.
final
It
one.
it it disappoints me that you didn't get to see this one in
I was
theaters and see
like,
that initial crowd reaction.
and I told you, I said I watched part one twice in theaters. I'm like, where was I? Can't remember where I was.
Sarah
And
said it
she was
wasn't
involved.
it wasn't a big spoiler because she's read the books, so she
Okay.
knows what's gonna happen. But yeah,
Okay.
seeing the way they spun it in the theaters, like actually showing them dying and not letting on that it was a vision, was
Yeah.
just crazy because it was
And
like flawless. Yeah,
that battle was epic. Like,
it
that
really was.
battle was epic in that movie. That was such an awesome showdown. I loved it. And I loved that movie. Again, it is, in that top 3 for me, and I just love it so much. Allie said, I thought they were gonna do like True Blood, screw those books.
I watched True Blood the show, but I never read any of the books.
Never read the books. Loved the show up until the last season. I have my mixed feelings about the last season. Um, okay, so my favorite Twilight movie is the original Twilight film. So, this is my go-to one a lot. Like, that one, like, if I want to, like, good, like, rainy, like, I don't really think it takes place in the fall, but it feels like the fall, like, vibes. That is the one I go to a lot. And I love Twilight so much. That was a perfect. There was something special about cinema during that time. Like, that was one of those where you of course had like the Harry Potter movies coming out, and up until that, like, you really didn't have like a lot of like book to movie adaptations. And again, I read the book and I love the book. And when they released this in theaters in November of 2008, that was a good time for me too, because that was the year I had graduated high school and saw the movie in theaters, loved it so much. Then I went back and I watched it with my sister. She loved it. I loved it. Um, Allie mentioned this, but it has an indie feel that I really love as well. And even though it's campy at times, with like you
Mhm.
mentioned some of like the lines that come out of their mouths, like, there's just something about this movie
Yeah.
that, like, it's just so cozy for me, and I love it so much. Uh what else was I going to talk about this? In this movie, I'll say this right here. Emmett was my man, and he still is my man today.
Uh,
Like,
Allison was mine. I had
yeah,
a thing for Ashley Green.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ashley Green is a very pretty person. Like, she
yeah.
ages very well, very beautifully. But what's his name? Kidlin Lutz. I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, who is this fine piece of water right here? I
Did
love
you
him.
watch? Did you watch the Hercules movie with him in it?
I did not see that one.
Yeah,
Did not
it
see that
wasn't bad.
movie.
It was a decent watch.
I hated that he died in Nightmare on Elm Street so soon. I was
Yeah.
like very bummed with that. I was like, Alex says, "Daddy, Daddy for sure."
Sarah said, Justin, stop making me feel old. I was 28 when Twilight came out.
Eh.
Whew.
Oh my
I
goodness.
was, I think I was a sophomore in high school, so I was like 16.
Jeez, I graduated high school. I was 20. I had just turned 20. Um,
You graduated when you were 20?
I did. Yeah, I know.
Really? Huh, yeah, late.
One, I had cancer when I was a kid, so I didn't get to
That's right. That's
start
right. I
kindergarten.
forget. Yeah, you got a
That,
late
and
start.
I got held back a year because they wanted me to do first grade again because of all that. So, um, but yes, no, I wasn't 20 when I graduated. I was 19, so I was going on 20 though.
I was
Uh,
18. So.
you were 18, so I was 19. I
I
was
guess really it was
19.
more like 18 and a half because my birthday's so late in the year, but yeah.
Yeah. But what I love also about this movie is I think this was the best directed movie overall. Again, I love that indie feel. Catherine Hardwicke directed this movie, and I remember she was a big thing then. I don't think she's directed a lot since then. I know she directed Red Riding Hood with Amanda Seyfried, which I also love.
Very solid movie.
Very solid. Love that. Saw that in
Sure.
theaters too.
Also,
And
good werewolf adaptation.
it was. It really
I
was.
love some good werewolf adaptation.
Yeah.
That's one that a lot of people don't speak about either.
And we're getting a lot. She did The Lords of Dogtown, which I've not seen that movie. I have not seen The Lords of Dogtown.
Is that the skateboard movie?
I've not seen that. And she directed 13, which I've not seen either. I know it's
Yeah, that's
bad.
a skateboard movie. It tells about like that's actually a fire movie. It's so good.
13?
No, Lords of Dogtown. That's very good.
Oh, I know, Megan. I
Yeah,
know. We should watch it. We need to watch it. I've heard they're both great movies.
I've
They're
not heard of
both.
13.
13 was like a coming of age like movie from like the early 2000s, which I've heard great things about it. But what I also love about the first Twilight is I love a love story, and even though it's campy, like I love the love story between Edward and Jacob. Ooh, that would be a movie. Edward and Bella in this movie. So yes, there's just something about this first Twilight movie that just gets me in the feels, and every time I go and I watch it, I still love it so much. Um, but yeah, so and let's see, Catherine Hardwicke, Allie says was literally straight from the book. That's why I loved it too. That's why I really love this. Is like it really is when you read this book and then you watch the first Twilight movie, it overall is like straight from the book. And yeah, love it. I love this movie so much. That's why it remains my favorite Twilight movie. So
Is I'm looking at 13 right now. Is that Rosalie? The girl that plays
uh
Rosalie in it?
I don't know. I
Kind of
think
looks like her. It kind of looks like her on the cover, but I may be wrong.
and Sarah says 13 is effing depressing.
I'm pretty sure it is the chick that plays Rosalie.
Let me look this up. Let's see. Tony Larson,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
up, Tony?
Nikki reads her name. Yeah, that is her.
Hello.
That
What's
is
up,
her.
Tony?
Okay.
What's going on, Tony?
Hey, how's it going, Tony?
But yes, so and then we keep getting yeses down here. Allie said Allie was like, "Oh, Justin, that would have been a good fan fiction story for Edward and Jacob." I know, the gay version. Um, but anyway, so Twilight has definitely it's crazy to think that the book is now 20 years old.
Mhm.
Like,
Okay, so this might tie in a little bit with the Harry Potter stuff going on right now,
Oh, okay.
outside of what a lot of people's feelings might be towards the Harry Potter series.
Mhm.
Um, there was a lot of rumors last year about them doing a Twilight reboot. How do you feel
Uh,
about that?
well, I actually have opinions on that real quick, but Tony
Okay,
does say, "I'm good. How about you guys? Doing
doing
great
good,
here,
Tony. Doing
Tony."
good.
So how do I feel about a Twilight reboot? I was not crazy about it because they had just announced they were doing the Harry Potter reboot, and I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not. I have my opinions. I'm not really interested. It could be good. You never know. When they announced this, I was like, please don't. Like, please don't. Like, we don't
Yeah,
need it.
I
One,
agree.
I just feel like I know these movies are 10 years old now. Like the first one came out over 10 years ago. Or the last one came out over 10 years ago. But I feel like it's still too soon. It's like
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
it's
It's
too
too
big and too
soon.
iconic. It's too big and too iconic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like it's not like, Halloween where, Michael Myers is wearing a mask and you can go ahead and do so many versions of that. Like these movies are so iconic for people and the actors are iconic because of these films and like people know these movies that it's too soon to touch and remake them.
So
They have had a big impact for people.
I didn't know Nikki Reed was married to Ian Somerhalder.
I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't know that.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Well, look at that.
I'm me and my wife. My wife is a freaking diehard Vampire Diaries fan.
I've never seen
But
it. I need to watch it.
it's very good, and Damon Salvatore or Ian Somerhalder is the best in that show.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll have to check it out. I know who he is though, and he's good looking
Yeah,
man.
he's
Um,
shirtless quite often in that series.
oh my goodness, one of the reasons to watch it for me. Um, Tony says, I heard that they were making a Twilight movie where Jacob and the daughter of Edward
Yeah.
and Bella are a thing. Are they doing that?
I
I
have
didn't know
not.
that. I'm gonna have to go and look at it.
I don't follow celebrities' spouses, Megan. I'm sorry.
You've been living under a rock.
Apparently,
Oh,
apparently they've been married for 10 years. I just looked it up. So
well, am I living under a rock because I haven't seen the show? Like, is that what that means? I don't know. Because I have not seen
literally
the Vampire
other
Diaries.
than who Caroline or I can't think of what her name is. Candace. Oh, Candace whatever. Other than who her dating one of the guys, I don't know anything about any of them. I do know that Nina Dobrev and Sean White just broke up. And I know that Nina Dobrev has been seen with Zac Efron recently.
Oh, okay.
But
Yes, yes.
other than that, I don't know anything about what any of them are doing.
Huh. Yeah, I
Also,
heard about
Nina
the
Dobrev and Sean White didn't make sense to me. Let's be honest. Sean
yeah,
White
Sound
is
White.
not a good looking dude.
He's not a good looking dude.
Uh,
This is coming from me. He's not a good looking dude. Tony says he could be wrong, but you never know. You never know.
yeah,
What they
I
do with
was thinking
Twilight.
Candace King was right. I was thinking,
Mhm.
but I didn't want to be wrong. She was my Vampire Diaries crush. I love me some
Um,
Caroline.
let's see. Allie says yes, they have two kids. Huge Vampire Diaries fan. It's Vampire Diaries, True Blood, and then Twilight. Cool. I need to watch Vampire Diaries. I also need to watch the originals. Is that what it was called?
Yes, the
Yeah.
originals, in my opinion, was better than Vampire Diaries.
Oh, okay.
But Vampire
And
Diaries was more like lovey-dovey, and originals had more violence. And
oh,
Niklaus is my personal favorite character in the whole series. He's a hybrid. He's half vampire, half werewolf, and
okay.
he is a savage.
Hmm.
Love Niklaus.
Megan says, Justin, you should watch the show, fall in love with it. Then we can go down to Covington, Georgia, where they was filmed, and eat the best tacos ever. Well, I love tacos and I love traveling, and I will have to watch Vampire Diaries. So didn't they film like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 somewhere down
Yeah,
there?
Halloween was filmed there.
Cool.
The Walking Dead was filmed like 45 minutes from there. It's like 45 minutes outside of like Atlanta, Georgia. So like Stranger Things was filmed there. The old Dukes of
Ooh.
Hazzard was filmed there. Still Magnolias, I believe, was filmed there.
I love Still
Like
Magnolias.
it's just a big thing. Yeah.
Nice. I will have to. I'm gonna. There's a lot of filming locations there. Still Magnolias, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
Some of the comments. Sarah says, I only know Paul Wesley because he's on Star Trek: Strange New World. I think that's what it was. And then Sarah said, my dad loves the originals. Hello, brother. We'll have you hooked. What is Hello, brother?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't drink, but I believe Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley have a vodka or tequila or something like that, or
Oh,
bourbon.
cool.
Maybe it's bourbon. I think
Cool,
that's
cool.
the name of it. I believe.
Oh, nice.
I may be wrong. Megan will correct me. She pays more attention to that stuff than me. I just watch the
Oh.
show.
Tony says if you are a good vampire movie, you guys should watch Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the
I
Damned is
love
good.
Queen of the
Yeah,
Damned.
that's solid.
That is a great underrated movie. Everybody hated that movie when it came out, and I felt like I was the only one that loved
I've
it.
not watched it in a very long time, but it's good.
I know it's not completely faithful to
Yeah.
Anne Rice's book, and I know rest in peace Anne Rice kind of disowned that movie, but I love it. And rest in peace to Aaliyah, who played Nakasha in that movie. She just I miss Aaliyah. She was one of my favorites growing up. And she was great in that movie. So Sarah says love Queen of the Damned. And the soundtrack is one of the best. It has a awesome soundtrack. Love the soundtrack.
Allie said Klaus is a daddy. The originals was so good. It's Damon first line in the Vampire Diaries.
So Klaus, is he from? I'm assuming he's from.
Well, he's
The
from both.
original?
So the originals is based off the original three vampires, which
Okay.
they're a family member, and their mom put like a spell on them. And it's Klaus, Elijah, and Rebecca, and they make their first appearance in Vampire Diaries
Oh,
for a
okay.
couple seasons, and then they get their own spinoff, which is about them in New Orleans.
I gotta look up this guy Klaus. I like a good daddy.
Well, Megan is an Elijah fan. Elijah is like a very stoic, like always wears a suit, like
Oh, he's cute.
yeah. And then Klaus is like the rugged, like bad boy.
Oh, he's gorgeous. Holy, I need to watch this show. Oh my gosh. It's a whole new world over here for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Me and Allie talk about daddies a lot. So we go back and forth. But yeah, so yeah, Twilight, Vampire Diaries, the originals. I'll have to check those out. I've also been wanting to rewatch True Blood. That is a show that I've watched 3 times already throughout, and I've been meaning to go back and rewatch that one. That was another time. You what?
I said
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse. You gotta put
Stackhouse.
that country twang on there, that fake country twang.
Stackhouse. I love most of True Blood. Love the show overall. Again, that was another like period of my life that I think about, and I'm like, that's going to be 20 years old soon too. Like the first season will be almost 20 years old. And I'm like, oh, where's the time going? Like that's just insane. I've never seen this show. This is supposed to be a really good show from like I think the late 80s, early 90s, Forever Night, which is a vampire one. So I'll have to look into that. I grew up watching with my grandma Dark Shadows. That was always a great one for me.
Yeah, Dark Shadows. I think I agree with that. Allie, she said there wasn't an ugly person on Vampire Diaries.
Oh, I'm sure there
I
wasn't.
think you're correct. Like all of them were like conventionally attractive in their own way.
They were like the if I think about it like this, they were like the vampires of like the Gossip Girls. Like they were casting like these very attractive people in those shows.
So I've never heard of Forever Night. I have no idea what that is.
I have to look it up. It's like does it take place in California or New York? Sarah, you know more about this. but I heard it was really good. I've heard really good things. It's a Canadian vampire show.
Well,
That's neat.
it came out when I was 1 year old, so that's probably why I'd never heard of it.
What is it? Early 90s? For some
19,
reason, I thought.
1992.
Wow. Yeah, I was
Actually, depending on when it aired,
3.
hold on.
I was 4.
The first episode was in CBS on May 5th. So I was
Oh,
I
wow.
was 5 months old when this came out.
May 5th, I was 3 going on 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love Dark Shadows. I love the movie and I
Yeah.
love the TV show. Like they did a have you ever I mean, did you watch the Tim Burton Dark Shadows movie?
Yeah, I watched the movie with Johnny Depp in it, but I never watched the TV show.
They had so many versions of it. But I love the original black and white. That was just classic. Me and my grandma, I remember she came over one summer and we watched all of it on sci-fi. But I loved there was uh early 90s version of Dark Shadows, which was kind of a reboot of the show, and that was good. And I remember watching that on reruns too. So
So on the off chance, because we're talking about like spooky, well, not necessarily
mhm.
spooky, but like monster themed things. Has
Yep.
anybody in this chat watched Teen Wolf, like the TV show?
I have
I
not.
I know you haven't, but I need more people to talk about Teen Wolf,
Who has seen Teen Wolf in the chat? Please let him know.
and nobody's gonna answer. They're gonna be like, "What is this?"
They know what Teen Wolf is. I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
know what it
I
is.
want
I
people to
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it,
I love
but
that show so
I
freaking much.
mean, you've told me I need to watch. Sarah hasn't seen it. She said I was a little. Oh, Allie said I was a little disappointed in
Yeah.
Tim Burton's version. I loved it. It was fun. I will watch Teen Wolf, sir. I will watch it. And Allie says she's seen it. She's
Oh,
seen Teen Wolf.
finally.
I will watch it because you've
I'm
told me it
biased.
is great.
I'm biased, but Allie is my favorite viewer now. So, well,
Oh my god.
besides my wife, obviously she takes the crown.
Megan, you're awesome. Oh, Jamie. This is like forever since I've seen Jamie in the chat. What's up, Jamie? Love ya. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah. Tyler Hoechlin became Superman. Sarah.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah,
remember seeing his
yeah,
face. Okay.
yeah. He's a
And
big guy.
then
He's one of the main characters in Teen Wolf.
and Allie says Tina was good too. She says lots of daddies. Well,
Yeah. And I keep telling Justin, lots of shirtless guys, lots of LGBTQ representation. He just needs to
I need
get
to go
on the
watch it.
horse.
I
And
know, I know.
Tyler Posey, who is the main character of Scott, he just announced yesterday. So the show ended. They did a movie in 2023 that wrapped up a lot of loose stories. Tyler
Mhm.
Posey announced yesterday, the day before, that he himself is trying to headline. He's already wrote an entire script for the second movie, and he's working on a script for the third movie. He's got most of
Ooh.
the cast members coming back. He just needs somebody to like let him air it
Oh,
and film it.
neat.
Obviously, yeah. So I
Cool.
want this to happen so bad.
Oh, neat. Okay, so speaking of vampires, before we go, let's talk about favorite vampire movies because we're on the topic of vampire stuff, and I I love like I'm very nostalgic for 80s stuff. Like I was born in 88, so I'm more of a 90s kid. But I grew up watching like vampire movies that I loved, like really like deep down love. Like I love the original Fright Night. Like that has a great love story in it. It's more scary than anything. But that The Lost Boys, please tell me you've at least seen The Lost Boys. Have you seen The Lost Boys?
Yes. The Lost Boys was actually what I was going to suggest to you. Yeah.
Was that one? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. My favorite
Have you
is
seen the
probably,
original? Have you seen the
yeah,
original Fright
for
Night?
sure. For sure. Or no,
Okay.
not the original Friday. I saw the reboot.
Okay. Yeah.
My favorite movie series is probably Underworld.
It is a
I
great.
love the
It is.
Underworld series. I think I've mentioned it multiple times on this podcast, but I've watched
Yeah.
those movies so many times, especially Rise of the Lycans, Werewolf Bias again.
Mm.
But it's, yeah, I really liked Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
take it wrong way.
I love Kate Beckinsale. She's one of my favorites, and she's again another like just beautiful person that has just aged gracefully. I do
Yeah.
love her. How Jamie mentions Near Dark. You would love this movie. So
Never heard of that one.
So Near Dark came out the same year as The Lost Boys. Lost Boys was a huge hit. Near Dark didn't really go anywhere, but it built this like cult following, and it's one of the most unique stories for a vampire movie. And it's the director who did like Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker, and she directed Point Break with Patrick Swayze. Like, she's a great director, very well established director. But like, you see a lot of like actors who were in like a lot of James Cameron movies. I'll have to let you watch Near Dark. Great movie, but that's Near Dark's awesome. It's about this guy. He meets this girl, and like the first 5-10 minutes, I think the first 15 minutes, like you know, it's boy meets girl type of situation. She winds up being a vampire, bites him, and it's his journey throughout the movie, like traveling with her and her vampire family. And it is so good. And it's about him like either embracing this side or not embracing it. Love it. Love that. Go through the comments. Allie says Buffy. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That is another big show for me. Had such an impact for me. And same with Angel. I love that show. Love both of them. Love the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Have you seen this one?
Not the original, no.
The 1992 movie. That is
No.
great. You would love that.
I believe the only Dracula movie I watched was the one that came out not too long ago.
Dracula
Actually,
Untold.
it was the one that had that guy you were talking about today at work.
Oh, Luke Evans. Yeah. Dracula
that
Untold.
one.
Yeah,
That one.
that's a
Yeah.
great movie. I also love Dracula 2000.
There was a Dracula TV show. Let me see who was in it real quick. We can talk about other things, and I'll come back to this.
No, you're okay.
But off the top of my head too, there was Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
that movie gets a lot of hate because it is pretty campy, but I love it, and I also think it had very good werewolf adaptation. There was another one. Oh, and the Blade movies.
Oh, the Blade movies are great. Yes. John Carpenter's Vampires. I let you borrow that one. That's one of my all-time favorites too. I love John Carpenter's Vampires. Pretty brutal movie. That's a creepy movie. I find that one to be very creepy. There's so many great vampire movies.
In 2013, there was a reimagining of Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it had Jonathan Rhys Meyers played Dracula.
Oh, and I love Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Yeah, he's so good.
I think let me check. Yeah, it only got one season, 10 episodes, but I freaking loved that series.
Was that good?
It was.
I'll have to check that one out. I will watch that one.
Yeah.
Strange Days, I've never seen that. I'm assuming that's a Catherine Bigelow movie. Allie says, honestly, Sinners is probably my favorite now. How could I forget it?
Solid. I got one. Throwback. My Little Vampire.
Oh, I do remember that one. That was fun.
I loved that movie as a kid. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Jamie says I saw all these movies in theaters. LOL. Sorry, I just have to say it once. I have to say it once a stream. That's pretty awesome. I would love to see some of these movies back in theaters.
Daybreakers.
That was good. I like that one. I like that one.
Movie. Did you watch Abigail?
Yes. Oh, that was awesome.
That one was a good one.
I literally awesome
because I typed Dracula up. Now there's a bunch of like vampire movies that are on my other screen up here. That's why I'm looking up.
Sarah says I love Van Helsing. Love that one too. Just watched Dracula a few nights ago. Which one did you watch? I love the 1990. The 1992 movie is my favorite Dracula.
I forgot 30 Days of Night had a sequel.
It was okay. Wasn't a big fan of the sequel. Love the first. 30 Days of Night is a scary vampire movie. Like,
well,
legit scary.
We gotta talk about Vampires Suck.
Yes, I do remember that. Oh, yes, I do remember that one. I remember that. Let's see. Dracula from 1997. That was 1979. Good movie. Let's see. She said I just watched Dracula a few nights ago. And then Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Oh, you know it. I love Jonathan Rhys Meyers. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Hot take. Morbius.
I loved Morbius. I loved it.
Not a bad movie. I'll die on that hill.
I love that movie. Like, I did not get the hate for it. Like, I was like, this movie rocks. I love it. It's okay, Allie. I can't speak tonight, so you're fine. You're good. I could not pronounce announcement a while back. Let's clarify.
Did you watch Day Shift with Michael J. Fox? Or no?
No, didn't see that one.
Is it Michael J. Fox? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx.
I
was like, Michael J. Fox is the white guy. It's definitely not him. No. It's pretty good too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like a vampire hunter. It's pretty solid.
Oh, Jamie this is one of my favorites. It's actually a horror movie comedy. Once Bitten. It was Jim Carrey's like one of his early roles, where came out in 1985. Him and his friends go to Hollywood to try to pick up women, and the woman that gets attracted to Jim Carrey, you find out, is a vampire, and she's needing a virgin guy to live longer and to keep her age, like keep her beauty. And that movie is hysterical. Like, I love that. And it has one of the first iconic gay characters in a movie. And
there was a Netflix series called Hemlock Grove. And it actually had
that was good.
Yeah, it actually had Bill Skarsgård, the guy that plays it. He's one of the main characters in it, and he's a vampire. They call him like something different, but they're called umpirs, but they're basically vampires. Cool. That's a solid series.
Let's see. Sarah says Vamp and The Hunger. Love them both. They're great from the 80s. Allie, yay! Allie says she loves Morbius too. Thank you. Not many people liked it, and I loved it.
Like, I get why people think it wasn't great, because it wasn't great, but it was not near as bad as it like people were acting.
Yeah, like people were saying it was terrible, and I was like, not terrible. Day Shift again. Not seen Day Shift. Need to watch it. Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage. It's supposed to be like this campy, over the top performance from him, and I've never seen it, so I'll have to check that out.
Allie is tuned in. She watched Hemlock Grove too.
I'll have to check out Hemlock Grove. Have you not mentioned Interview with the Vampire? Oh, you know what? We have not mentioned Interview with the Vampire. We were talking about
Queen of the Damned earlier. I've not seen Interview with the Vampire.
You've never seen Interview with that's a good one. That's a really good one. Like that's excellent. Like, it's one of the best. I started watching the TV show last year, and I really need to get more invested into it because I really enjoyed watching the show. But the movie, iconic. Love the movie. Such a great movie. I know a lot of people hated this movie. I loved it. Dracula 2000 with Gerard Butler. Again, another daddy there. Love him. But that was just a sexy vampire movie all around. Like, it had eye candy for everybody. So, have you ever seen Dracula 2000?
I think so. If I did, I don't really remember it.
You'd like that one. Jamie loves Dracula 2000. Nice.
I remember the cover art for it was like a big deal.
Yeah. Anybody seen Dracula 2020 show on Netflix? I've never seen that, Sarah. Never seen it. So I'm looking at my collection right now, thinking, is there any? Oh, I got one. Does anybody remember the Disney movie My Mom's Date with a Vampire or something like that?
Yes, yes,
That was a great one.
yes. I do remember that one.
That was a great movie. I think it's still on Disney Plus. I think I'm gonna have to go and watch it, but that was so good from my childhood. Anything that Goosebumps did with vampires scared me, and then anything with Are You Afraid of the Dark scared me. Did you ever watch those?
Yeah. For
Did
sure. The Goosebumps was good stuff. I also read a lot of the books too. And then I also watched both of the reboot series. So,
yeah. Was the reboot series good? I never
um,
watched.
the first season I really enjoyed. The second season was good, not great. So I could see why it got canceled after the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows. Never seen it. Never seen it.
I've
What
heard
We
of
Do in
that
the
one, but I've
Shadows.
never watched it.
Yeah, never seen it, but I've heard good things. Are You Afraid of the Dark had one of the scariest episodes for me. Like, this is when they were very like children's shows were very fun but morbid back then. There was an episode with a Dracula in a hospital, and it scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like, I was terrified. And then right when they aired that episode, I think the show was coming to an end because Nickelodeon was like, yeah, we can't air this stuff. Like, it's becoming a little too extreme. One that no one's mentioned, Nosferatu. I've not seen the original Nosferatu. I'm talking about the new one. The new one I thought was awesome. I loved it.
I've not seen either one of them, so
Let the Right One In. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that. I also like Let Me In. And then The Last Voyage of the Dementor, which that was a good movie too. That was
that was
based
when
on
we
a
were on a boat. Yeah.
based on a chapter in Dracula's novel. So, but anyway, so we're going on an hour. This has been fun. I've had a great time talking with everybody. The chat's been awesome.
So real
TJ,
quick, before we wrap it up, what movies have you watched since our
since
last
then,
podcast? Because I know you've been on a spree the last couple
I've been
days.
on a spree. I've been sick. Yay, fun. But I watched what was it? Why am I drawing a blank on this movie? What was the Marvel movie I just watched? Holy crap.
Thunderbolts.
Yes. What the hell? Renfield, I've not seen that. I'll have to check it out.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It's just
But Thunderbolts was amazing. Like, I love Thunderbolts so much. Like, that movie, like, I knew I was gonna like it going into it, but I loved it. Like, I was a big fan of that one. Like, that was awesome. I rewatched Superman, and while I love it now, like, I get why people love it now. Like, I'm there. I still have my mixed feelings with it. Like, some parts of it I kind of have issues with it still, but I love it. It's so much fun. Rewatch Jurassic World Rebirth. Still my favorite. Still my favorite of the franchise. Love it. And then I watched the new Snow White, and I really enjoyed the new Snow White. Like, I love Gal. She's probably one of my least favorites in it. I think they could have cast a better evil queen. But I really enjoyed Snow White. So it was good. Thank you, Allie. We had fun with this. This was a great
it's
experience.
been real
This was a
fun. I was trying to
blast.
find the list of what we have next. I think.
Well, what have you watched, sir?
So for me, I've not really watched a whole lot of movies. I've been playing catch up on some TV shows that I've been behind on. I got caught up on Peacemaker season 2. I've watched the new episodes of Gen V that just came out, and then I caught up on some anime that I got a little bit behind when I was watching Ted Lasso. But I did watch Click the other night, the Adam Sandler movie.
That's a good movie. That makes me
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
I have watched the Omen franchise, which I have a ranking of the Omen franchise coming up on my spooky episode. Spooky Halloween videos coming up. So the Omen franchise, that was great to rewatch. Sarah says Superman was my favorite film of the year so far. Nice. And she says, is it just me or is the stream lagging? I don't know.
I don't know either. Somebody else will just have to answer that because I'm not watching it.
I have no idea. Superman was epic. Corn Sweat is just so sweet. Corn Sweat is that the guy who plays Superman?
Yeah, David Corn Sweet's his name.
Oh, he is so sweet. Not logging on my end. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. So, but no, this was fun. So yes, we're going to talk about our next episode.
Yeah, our next episode is going to be on October 8th, and we will be talking about Strangers Chapter 1, Chapter 2, assuming we have time to go watch the new one, which I believe comes out this weekend.
Yes, it does come out this weekend.
So we may have to try to get together and go watch that sometime in the next 2 weeks. And then to go ahead and just give a little bit of heads up. October 22nd, we will be talking about Tron Ares and Black Phone 2. Assuming again that we get to go see them.
Which I will see them for sure. I'm excited for Tron. I'm also excited for Black Phone 2.
I'm more excited for Black Phone 2, but I am intrigued by Tron.
Yeah, I'm more excited for Black Phone 2 just because I love that they're diving into Nightmare on Elm Street territory. It has that feel. So I love that. The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'll have to check that one, Allie. I'll have to check it out. I've heard it's good.
Megan is in love with that show.
And speaking of which, guess what? When October 8th comes around, I'm going to be 1 year older.
Oh. Our next podcast is on your birthday.
No, day after my birthday.
Oh, day after. Okay.
But I will be 1 year older. So maybe I'll look different. Do you think I'll look different? Slightly, maybe? Maybe more gay?
1 year wisers.
Did you hear me?
The reviews are bad. What'd you say now?
I said maybe even more gay, though. I'd be like,
more
hello?
Gay, yeah. What, 1 year gayer.
1 year gayer.
Reviews are bad for strangers, really. Okay, intriguing.
We'll
have to be a judge. I like the strangers. I like the strangers movies. I don't think they're like on anybody's top 10 for slasher flicks. Although my wife is a big Stranger fans, but I think she likes the original ones more.
I love the original ones more too.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You what?
I'll keep an open mind out.
I am one that normally I will love the movies that people think are bad. So I'm curious to see what Strangers Chapter 2 is going to be like. And thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. I love seeing you in here. It's great talking with you. Speaking of which, we have Scarefest coming up, sir.
We do, yes.
We've not talked about that too much.
Yeah. In between our next podcast and the podcast after, we have Scarefest coming up October 16th through the 17th, 18th, 19th.
Yeah,
is that right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Jamie said she's going to be at Scarefest.
Yay, Jamie! Yeah. Well, I will see you then. So.
Yeah, I'm only going Saturday, mostly because I have a child and I didn't want to have to worry about like babysitter, and she's not old enough where she's into that kind of stuff. But I will be there with my wife. We will be meeting up with Justin and his buddy Lewis, and then another buddy of ours from work. We're going to be linking up with them too. But yeah, I think we're going to be doing some live videos. Streams. Yeah, on both of our pages. Yeah. But yeah, if anybody that's in chat is going to be there and wants to like meet up with us too, that'd be cool too.
Say hello. We can get some lunch. We can hang around the convention. That would be so much fun. Jamie, you are amazing and I cannot wait to see you again. So, Allie, I agree. Strangers Pray at Night is fantastic. And that is my favorite Strangers movie. So, but yes, so stoked for Scarefest. Cannot wait. It's going to be fun and looking forward to it. So I want a big hug. I want a big hug too, Jamie. I do. I love you. But yeah, everybody, this has been a blast. I've had a great time. I love the first Strangers movie too, Sarah. It's awesome. I've had a blast though. How about you, TJ?
Yeah, this has been really fun, honestly.
And thank you all for the chat. Like, you have been alive in here,
That's
and we
been
appreciate
popping.
that. It has been popping. So thank you for a great Twilight night. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thanks for talking vampire movies. Hugs to all of you all out there watching. And if you're watching the playback, hugs to you. And please like this. Please go subscribe to our channels, especially our, if you've not subscribed to the Double Edge Cinema podcast channel yet, please go do so, because when Scarefest happens, we'll definitely be having some like content over there too. So you'll want to check out some of those shorts that we have going on there and some live stuff going on. So very excited about that. But TJ, any last things you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I think it pretty much summed it up. It's been a great time, great talking to everybody. I look forward to seeing everybody to discuss our thoughts on Strangers, and then I look forward to seeing anybody if we bump into them at Fear Fest.
Yep, it's gonna be exciting. So everybody have a great night, have a great week, and have a great weekend coming up. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. So love you all. Have a good night. Peace. And then we just awkwardly end this stream because, you know,